First, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about 2 common reasons why you swing over the top and get really narrow and steep in the downswing, and that's going to cause a lot of issues at impact. If you get really steep, the compensation for that is we start to early extend, but early extension is trying to improve our impact position. You start to see the kind of pelvis thrust forward towards the golf ball, legs start to straighten a little bit too prematurely, upper body hangs back and we release the club a little bit early. So if you get an impact position that looks like this, where the grip end of the club was back, we had lots of loft. And if you think about where the knuckles of your left hand are positioned and located in comparison to the ground, they elevate towards the sky, so that's going to add loft, but it's also going to close the club. The thing we do see is if you think about the speed that your chest opens up relative to your hips, where many people struggle, the speed that the shoulders move into the downswing. It's the chest opens up a little bit too quickly, the left shoulder gets a little bit too low, right shoulder stays too high. So what does that look like? So as we get to the top of the backswing, a lot of people associate swinging the club shallower. What they'll start to do is they'll start to spin the chest open too quickly, left shoulder gets too low, right shoulder stays too high, and that causes a lot of issues. So as we get to the top of the backswing, you need to feel like the club takes the widest and longest route possible to the golf ball. You want to try and touch the ball in the backswing, but if you think about the speed that your chest opens up relative to your hips, the chest opens up too quickly, and automatically, as soon as that chest opens and starts to downswing too quickly, that's going to steepen that golf club. And as you can see from there, the grip end of the club is working straight down relative to the ground. It's going to go straight down towards your right toe, so straight down towards your right foot and also your toe line. And what that's going to do from there is that's going to steepen that golf club. And what we start to see from here, the club head gets significantly above the position of the grip end of the club, and then we react from that position. We start to hang back at impact and then really release the club out. So you want to prevent the right shoulder working out too early, so the right shoulder working out is causing that shaft to get really steep. Stand parallel to a wall slightly behind you. So as you swing the club to the top, you're going to touch the wall. So the grip end of the club is going to touch the wall. So you're feeling your hands are as far away from your head as possible, and the grip end of the club is going to touch the wall. That is also a great drill that's going to help you control your length of swing in the backswing. If you swing too long, the grip end of the club is going to collide with the wall a little bit too early. Backswing, you want to feel like we touch the wall as high and as far away from our head as possible. Then as we start the downswing, it's the feeling from here. If we spin the chest open and start to steepen that golf club, chest opens up, shaft steepens, you start to see that that grip end of the club loses its connection with the wall a little bit too early into the downswing. So you want to feel like as you swing the club to the top, you're touching the top of the wall with the grip end of the club, and as you start down, you want to feel like you're dragging the club head in the wall from top to bottom all the way into the downswing. So you're dragging the grip end of the club all the way down the wall. How does that look from this angle? So get to the top of the backswing, you want to feel like you touch the wall, your hands are as far away from your head as possible. Then as we come down into impact, the feeling from here is we're dragging that club head or grip end of the club down the wall. A great drill that you could use an analogy is think about the club head as a paintbrush, and what you're trying to feel like you're doing from here is you're trying to splatter the paint on the wall behind you. So you're trying to paint a picture with the club head on the wall. How does that look? You're trying to feel like the grip end and the club head drag down the wall for the duration. Arms going to work down the chest for the duration of the downswing. Our right shoulder is going to work down a little bit more, but the first thing that we need to integrate to help us achieve that, as we get to the top of the backswing, we're not spinning back the way. So if you think of the gap between both knees, when we spin back the way, the left leg is too far behind my right leg. What we want to feel from here, if you look at this plug socket behind me, we don't want to feel like our left knee loses its connection with that plug. We want to feel like our left knee moves closer to that socket. So my left knee moves closer to that socket. That's going to create a slight lateral motion. So get to the top of the backswing, feeling that width, feeling that left shoulder moving down and across, feeling that right shoulder working behind us. That's going to help us create more depth, more width at the top, which is going to enable us to shallow the downswing a little bit easier. So left shoulder working down and across, right shoulder working behind you, so you should feel like your left knee is moving down and across towards your right knee. That's going to enable the hips and the pelvis to rotate to the right into the backswing. So the grip end of the club is rotating behind my body in the backswing, pelvis is going to rotate to the right shoulder's going behind me. And as I get to the top of the backswing, I almost feel like the left knee is moving more laterally towards the socket and the plug behind me. That feeling is going to allow me to create this little shift to the left with my lower body, and as you can see from there, if I spin the chest and the knees open, my right knee gets too far ahead of my left knee. Really what I'm trying to feel from here, as I get to the top, the left knee's moving closer to the target. I'm going to feel like my knees are slightly more square, and my right knee's a little bit more behind my left knee. Then as I start down to the left, my right shoulder's going to work down a little bit more. So my right shoulder's going to work down a little bit more, and transition's going to work down, shoulder's going to work up. So a couple of feelings if you're struggling over the top swing path. You want to feel like as you get to the top of the backswing, you want to touch the wall, and as you start down, you want to turn to the side, you want to drag the club head or the grip end of the club down the wall for the duration. To get this right shoulder to work down a little bit more in transition. So firstly, what we're going to do to start off with, we're going to shift to the left. So me is getting almost over the top of my left foot. That's going to enable my pelvis to shift slightly more to the left. It's going to allow my left side of my pelvis to stay a little bit more down in transition, and it's going to help me transfer my weight onto my left side. So one in the backswing, grip end of the club, working down towards the golf post, the left shoulder's going to work down and then across, right shoulder's going to work behind you in the backswing, flip that on his head. You're just going to extend your arms to the top. As we start down, a little bit of a shift to the left, let your left arm work down your chest. For longer, so left arm working down the chest. Feel like you're dragging that club head down the wall for the duration of the downswing. Feel it from there, left arm working down the chest, club head working down the wall for the duration of the downswing. If you're still struggling with that feeling number two is allow the right elbow to move a little bit more ahead of your right hip. So right elbow working ahead of right hip, and that's going to allow the club to shallow steepen the club, where the right elbow goes back the way. Right elbow's going to work in front of your right hip. It almost feels like this move is going to feel like baseball motion, where the club's a little bit flatter in the backswing and also the downswing. So really exaggerate this feel. Right elbow working ahead of right hip, and just allow that right arm to stay behind your left arm for the duration of the downswing. So if you struggle to shallow the golf club, what you want to do is allow the left shoulder to work down and across in the backswing, hands a little behind the top, a little bit further away from your body. And as we come into the downswing, a little bit more of a shift to the left, so left knee's moving close to that socket. So work down a little bit earlier, and as I rehearse my impact position, right shoulder stays behind my left shoulder, my right elbow stays behind my left elbow, and from there, the feeling is keeping your back to the target for the duration of the downswing. Don't let that chest open up too quickly. Comment below with what you'd like to see on the channel in future weeks.